talking with our buddy, our old pal, Aaron White from Thunder Ridge Nature Arena. Morning, sir.
How you doing?
Well, I'm living the dream, sir.
Me too.
Up early, in bed early. Today was one of those days where I slept late. So I got here like 20 minutes before.
What is late for you?
5:15. I woke up and my honey pie was like, "Baby, are you going to work today?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to work today." And I looked at the phone. I was like, "Oh, I slept through both alarms." So it was nice. So I'm having one of those days. But I did remember to wear my Willie Nelson shirt today. How about that? Aaron White, the general manager for Thunder Ridge Nature Arena. So y'all kicked off the 2025 season with Bulls, Bands, and Barrels. We were out there for that event. Even though there was a little rain at the end of it, I don't think that dampened anyone's spirits. I think everybody had a great time. Did they not?
Oh, yeah. When the rain started, and it downpoured for a little bit there, we were thinking that we were going to get a mass exodus. Nobody left.
That's right. They were there to have fun. Once you get out there, like you really get enveloped, as it were, into being outdoors, to be in such a pretty area, and to seeing all the things that are new for this season at Thunder Ridge Nature Arena. You guys have concert after concert after concert event. And actually, when we come in the morning, we have a national prep service, right? And it gives us the biggest headlines from all over the world. And Live Nation having a Ticket to Summer event. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. So you guys have got a pretty big sale coming up Wednesday, right?
Yeah, $30.
Dude, cannot beat it with a stick. And we're talking about Hank Jr., we're talking about Willie Nelson and Bob Dylan. We're talking about the Creed, right? We're talking about the Offspring as well. Like, these are great shows. The Doobie Brothers and the Coral Reefers. Come on now. $30, that's like cheap at like 4 times the price to go see this kind of talent.
Well, and you got Alabama over Memorial Weekend.
Well, that's a week from Sunday.
It's like,
how crazy is that?
The best.
When you and I talked, when you first came in, you told me without hesitation at all, boom, that the one that you were most excited about is Alabama. Why is that, Aaron?
Their impact on country music as a group, when they came out, they kind of shifted the genre a little bit, and their impact is, and of course, it's going to age me a little bit, but that was me. That was my era. That's when I was coming up through, and I just can't wait to see them again.
So I was on a road trip. It was, I don't know, man, probably 15, 20 years ago, something like that, and had a buddy in the car. And we were kind of discussing, there was 3 of us in the car, a couple buddies, and we're driving along, and an Alabama song comes on the radio, right? And reached down to turn it up, and our buddy in the back seat was like, ugh, Alabama. I said, what? I said, you don't like Alabama? He's like, no, man, they only got 2 good songs, and both of those sound the same. So the next Walmart that we saw, I made him pull in, and I went in and bought the Alabama 40 Greatest Hits CD. By the time our trip was over, he was a converted Alabama fan. Carrie and I were talking yesterday. That's one of the shows where you can show up and you will know every single word to every single song that those boys play. Iconic hits.
Exactly, and and you can just sing right along with them, and that's what makes it an experience. You're not just at a concert; you're part of the concert.
That's right. Everyone is there for the same exact reason that you are, to have that feeling of, these people have been part of my life since I was a little kid. For some of the younger folks, y'all have never lived in a world without Alabama. Like, if you got good parents, like as soon as you were brought into the world, you grew up listening to that music. I've been saying, Alabama's coming Memorial Day weekend. Alabama's coming. Dude, it is a week from Sunday.
It is here.
It is here. Actually, you can go to legends1063.fm right now to enter to win a pair of tickets. Should you not want to go ahead and procure your tickets, they'll give you tickets if you pay for them. That's all you got to do is give our friend Aaron some money. He will give you some tickets.
And it's $30.
$30, y'all. You can't beat it with a stick. This is something that you guys have been working on. The last time you were here, you were talking about, we're going to do some special things. We're going to have some things. How did this come about?
Well, as I said when I was here before, we don't want this experience just to be for a few. And we have a great premium experience. You want to pay more money? We can up that experience as far as you want.
100%.
But we want it to be for everybody. When Johnny built the facility, it's the gateway to the Ozarks for everybody. It's exposure to the Ozarks for everybody. So we worked with our partner Live Nation to put something together that enables everybody to come to a show. And you know, you hear all the time, "Oh, I buy the ticket and then I get hit with the fees, the fees." This is $30.
$30. That's it. There ain't no fees to it.
Yeah, this is $30.
$30. Wow, dude, that's awesome. Do you have extra folks manning the phone lines for next Wednesday? Or, I mean,
It's great that you can get tickets online.
yes, it is. Where should folks go and get tickets? Through the Thunder Ridge Nature
Thunder
Arena?
Ridge Nature Arena. Yep.
Okay. All right. So let's talk a little bit about some of these events. May 25th, obviously Alabama, the most successful country group of all time, and I don't think it's even close. The amount of hits that they had, their longevity, their awards, all the things that go with it. Alabama, just pretty awesome. Let's see here. There's a couple of these that I could talk about, but I'm not familiar with the Hozier.
So it's an Irish
Okay.
kind of folk level type situation.
That's kind of cool.
Really popular with the younger college age group.
Well, that's probably why.
Yep.
We're old, sir. I'm old, sir. So that's probably why. But we were just talking about Post Malone and Jelly Roll June 13th. Ooh. Dude, I mean, folks are coming from all over the country to go to this show. How's the reaction been? How's the response been?
Well, I was just talking to your buddy Josh over here.
The other
this.
Josh, yes.
And one of the great things about working at this venue and working with Johnny is he doesn't just want amphitheater shows.
Mm-hmm.
He wants us to bring in that iconic. He wants us to bring in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going to see Post Malone Jelly Roll playing at an amphitheater.
No.
They do stadiums.
They do. Massive.
Yeah.
Like 60, 70, 80, 100,000 people is what they usually play for, and they're coming down to Thunder Ridge.
So we are so excited to have them in the building. They do their own fan fest area.
Really?
It's 11 semis.
No way, dude.
So, talk about challenging our staff. We got to figure, and that's just that area, that fan fest area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just before you even get into the venue.
Yeah, so we sent a group of our staff down to Dallas last week to kind of take a look at the way things were, and we're just all about it. It's exciting to bring that level of show. Last year we did the Stones, it's just we got to keep challenging ourselves.
That's right.
And keep people guessing. And get them into the venue. And once you're in the venue,
dude, once you're in the venue, you're hooked, right? Especially if you've never been before, right? I remember, and again, I'm one of the fortunate people because my first trip out there to see a concert was 12 years ago or whatever when Hank Jr. was there, 2014, I guess, or whatever, when Hank Jr. was there. And that was really the first one. And you would hear through the grapevine, oh, well, Johnny had a private concert for Big Cedar employees with this person being out there and that person. And then when he actually decided to open up Thunder Ridge, it was the Garth Brooks. Well, what does Johnny do? Exactly what you said. He doesn't want it to be for the few. So he treated all of the Bass Pro employees to a Garth Brooks show. That's how the man rolls. Then he announced that he's doing this. He takes 2 years to make sure that it is right, to make sure that it is gorgeous, to make sure that everything is running the way it's supposed to. And then these last couple years, it's just been big show after big show after big show. And you talk about the fact that Post Malone and Jelly Roll are coming. And then 2 weeks later, Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, Nathaniel Rateliff, and the Night Sweats. That is going to be a fantastic show. I mean, Willie don't have another 90 years in front of him, y'all. He just turned 90 or 91 or whatever it was, and he's still out there. Have you ever seen Willie in concert before, Aaron?
One time.
It's awesome.
And you know what? For the first part of the concert, he just sat on a stool, played his guitar, and sang. You just don't get that anymore.
I mean, how can you get any better than that? And plus, when Willie comes out to play, he knows what to play, right? He knows what the fans want to hear. And there might be one or maybe two songs that when you're done, you're like, oh, I wish you would have played that. But you cannot argue with the amount of awesomeness that Willie brings. And then, of course, Bob Dylan, one of the greatest songwriters of all time. Now, not necessarily known for his vocal prowess. We call it vocal stylings of Bob Dylan. I love Dylan, man. Some of my favorite songs of all time were written by Bob Dylan. And just seeing the man on stage out there, it's going to be an awesome event.
It's going to be a great night.
And how much did you say we could get tickets?
$30.
$30. That's starting Wednesday.
$30.
Wow. This is The Upside with Josh and them. Our buddy Aaron White is joining us here, the general manager of Thunder Ridge Nature Arena. a month after the outlaw country music with Willie Nelson and Bob Dylan, old Kane Brown is coming. That's one of those bigger current stars who's out and around. I would imagine y'all got some pretty good response for Kane as well.
Yeah, and the younger generation's all over that.
They do.
And there again, we're trying to cater to the entire spectrum.
That's right.
Of fan.
Well, and you do. You have country, you got rock, you got a little bit of everything. And all of these shows, you really can make it a true family type of event to go out and see.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, look, we're going to take the kids to see Hank Jr. The kids are going to take us to see Post Malone and Kane Brown. It's a win-win situation, right? It totally is. So this Summer of '99 tour that comes August 2nd, that's Creed. Creed is man, they're one of those bands that as soon as you hear Scott Stapp open up his mouth, like, that you're listening to a Creed song. That's going to be a fun show.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be a real fun show. That's August 2nd. Of course, August 16th, Old Bo Cephas, his own self, along with the Old Crow Medicine Show. I'm excited. I've never seen Old Crow live before. And they have been a touring act. They have been out on the road for 20-plus years at this point now. Very polished, very, very awesome. I think it's really cool that you guys got those guys to come in to support Hank as a support act.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty fun. And they also do, they do a little bluegrass, they do a little country, they do a little rock and roll, very hippie-esque, as it were, So that's going to be a fun show. They're The Offspring as well. So, Aaron, tell me a little bit about booking The Offspring. How did that work?
I think, Live Nation, when they reach out to us, when we talk to them, I think we even challenge Live Nation. As big as they are, we're like, okay, yeah, so we've got this genre covered. Let's shift gears and bring this over or that over. Can you bring us something in the rock world? Can you bring us something in the Legends country world? Can you bring us something? So yeah, it's just a matter of looking at the board and saying, what are we missing? Mm-hmm. And that's where you hit Offspring and getting them in.
As soon as I heard that announcement, as soon as I saw it, I've got Offspring songs just playing in my head. Like, man, they're rock and roll, they're rap, they're ska. They encapsulated the craziness of 90s music. They really, really did. Gave you a little bit of everything. That's going to be a fun show. And then 2 days later, Live and Collective Soul. I mean, it is very much a 90s nostalgia weekend in August. Dude, that sounds pretty awesome. Live and Collective Soul. We played Shine a little bit earlier this morning. I've been, all morning long. I've been walking around doing it.
And with that $30 ticket, you can hit 1 or 2 shows. You can actually afford
that's
to
exactly
go to more
right.
than one show and spend the weekend with us out at Thunder.
So I have a buddy of mine who he lives in South Alabama. And he comes every year. We went to high school together. He comes every year for fantasy football draft season, right? We're in like 3 or 4 leagues. We got a bunch of folks here in town that play. And we have a whole week, 3 or 4 days in a week where we do different drafts, right? He's actually coming up a week and a half early to go see Hank Jr., right? And then he said, well, I'm going to be there for an extra week and a half. And I was like, well, son, they have The Offspring, they have Live, they have Collective. He's like, really? Really? He's like, man, I just might go see a bunch of shows. I'm like, dude, that's exactly what it's here for. That's right.
Yep.
Cody Johnson coming up August 23rd. You want to talk about one of the biggest, fastest rising names in country music? Aaron, I believe that one might rival Post Malone and Jelly Roll for the folks that come out to see it.
Yeah, he's going to be right there with them.
Dude, that's crazy, man. I mean, Cody he's big time.
He is big time.
Big time.
And he's stadiums.
That's
just
right.
like Post. He's a stadium show, and
Dude,
we're getting him at Thunder Ridge.
It's so crazy. And Cody is like, it's real country. Like, Cody ain't afraid to rock out a little bit too. I mean, the name of his band is the Rockin' CJB, the Rockin' Cody Johnson Band. So he's not afraid to rock out a little bit. But man, his songs, his country songs, they are country songs. And
He's
plus,
got the twang going.
He does, man.
Yeah.
He does. It's gonna be a good time. August 29th, Breaking Benjamin and 3 Days Grace are going to be there. I know a lot of folks were asking for shows like this, and you guys have obliged. That's going to be a pretty fun show as well.
Yeah, and then you follow that up with the Doobie Brothers.
I mean, it's no big deal.
It's like
the Doobie Brothers and the Coral Reefer Band. And what's cool about the Doobie Brothers, Michael McDonald's still with the Doobie Brothers, right? Dude, You get to hear the OG songs. You get to hear that OG Doobie Brothers lineup. And I'm originally from Pascagoula, Mississippi, the birthplace of James William Buffett, the great American troubadour. I seen Buffett in concert a couple times before he passed away. The fact that the Coral Reefer Band is still out touring, it just does my heart good. I can't not go see the boys in the Coral Reefer Band, especially for $30, y'all.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, you can get your tickets. The Light the Way Christian Music Festival. That's another big one that folks have been asking for. That's September 12th. Tell me a little bit about that one.
So that's a 2-day event.
Ooh.
And we partnered with Light the Way, again, looking at the culture of the Ozarks. This is about the Ozarks and the Christian world and Christian music. It is the baseline for this group here, this population here. And so, yeah, absolutely, we wanted to include something along those lines.
That show is September 12th. For information on all of these shows, you can go to ThunderRidgeNatureArena.com. Hey, y'all, this is The Upside with Josh and them. Josh Clark here, Aaron White from Thunder Ridge Nature Arena over there. Let me play this legal ID so the FCC doesn't come down hard on me. Hang on, we'll be right back. All right, there we go. I'm going to stay out of jail one more day, at least for that. This is The Upside with Josh and them. So we've got Aaron White here with us. Aaron, next week, we talked about on Wednesday, $30 tickets will be available. Which shows are the $30 tickets available for? We know the Doobie Brothers and the Coral Reefer Band.
So they're available for Alabama, Hank Williams Jr., Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, Creed, Offspring, Live Collective Soul, Breaking Benjamin, the Doobie Brothers, Coral Reefer.
Wow.
You can get any of those shows for $30.
Dude, think about this. You can go see any three of those shows that you want to for less than $100
Kane Brown's
bill.
in there as
Kane
well.
Brown's in there too?
We're going to get that included.
Son,
So
that's awesome, dude. That is that's pretty cool, man. I really appreciate that. As someone who enjoys going out and doing things here in town, it's cool to know that we can get those modestly priced tickets whenever you guys bring. Because, look, this is a big deal, right? And we need to support our friends out at Thunder Ridge. If we want to keep having the Rolling Stones, if we want to keep having Tim McGraw, if we want to keep having Post Malone, we've got to support the venue. And the fact that you guys are making it super easy for us to do that very thing, that's pretty cool, Aaron. It really is.
well, and it's not just about the ticket price. For your listeners out there, they need to be aware we have adjusted everything. So we encourage you to get there early, enjoy the fan area, get something to drink, get something to eat, walk around, enjoy the view, enjoy the Ozarks. In addition to that, the parking is in the ticket now, so you don't have to wait to get in. We're getting you into the building. We're going to get you out of the building. We're making adjustments with the traffic and different things. So it is a different experience at Thunder Ridge.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know beyond the shadow of a doubt, if someone brings up something that has been a point of contention in the past, that they have addressed it. And because normally we wouldn't have even talked about traffic. It's just a necessary evil. It's just the nature of the beast. But I'm glad that you guys brought it up, because that was the only knock on the entire place, was that sometimes it was a little trafficy out there. And compared to what it was 2 years ago, it is way better. I can't wait to get out there and see these shows. Aaron, Alabama is coming up here. What better way to spend Memorial Day weekend? I can't think of a better way.
Exactly.
Especially if you're looking at $30 tickets. So go to ThunderRidgeNatureArena.com. That big ticket sale starts Wednesday. Is that right?
Correct.
That is awesome.
And we'll do a fireworks show after.
Oh, really? Okay. You mentioned one more thing. I've been trying to get into this for a minute. It's fine. We got extra time. There ain't nobody coming in here. We can just talk as long as we want to. You mentioned going to the fan zone, right? So this is before the event, right? It's before they open the gates to the event. You can get there early, get you a good parking spot, walk up, come around. There's always a couple food trucks. There's some displays and things like that. And last time we were there were also just happened to be some special ticket deals that were going on that day. And I don't know for sure, and the number one rule of radio, besides not using profanity, is you're not supposed to ask a question that you don't know the answer to. But here we are anyway, Aaron. I would imagine that the people that come out early, they get the heads up about some special deals that are coming.
Well, there's a couple things that happen there. There's an upgrade opportunity as well.
Uh-huh.
So if you get into that fan zone area and you're looking around and you're like, well, I think I'd want to be on that terrace over there. You can purchase an upgrade right there. If you want a lawn chair, you want a blanket, you can go to the upgrade table. You can upgrade to any of those experiences right there on site. In addition to that, like you're saying, we always want to have a surprise there where we're offering something for future shows.
That's right. We went out and hung out in the fan zone, did a little emceeing, Kevin Russell and myself before Bulls, Bands, and Barrels. What a great time. Saw all kind of folks that we knew, saw all kind of folks. And I'm one of those people. Like, if I'm going to the movies, I want to watch the previews, right? So if I'm going to this event, I ain't trying to get in when the opening act is halfway done. No. I want to be there for the whole entire experience. And I promise you guys, once you go out and you walk around and you see and experience everything that they have at Thunder Ridge, that upgrade, that VIP, that might be something that you are seriously interested in, because I promise you, they offer things that no other venue in America offers. I mean,
no, you're absolutely right.
just 100%, right? Just based on the suites, based on the Veterans Tower, based on the big, nice hunting lodge that's right up there at the top.
So I host GMs from other venues that come and look at what we're offering
Yeah, you do,
so
son.
that they can try to catch up to us.
That's got to be pretty cool, just to, now, let's not get it twisted. You work really hard. We watched you walk back and forth, and you're on the phone, and you're off the phone, and you're looking at a laptop, and then you're walking back and forth and back and forth. It's got to be pretty cool to know that you got one of the most awesome venues in the country that you're in charge of. It's got to be a little daunting, too, I would imagine, as well.
Yeah, it's great having a partner like Johnny.
Dude, I can't even imagine, man. That's awesome. Aaron White, brother, thank you so much for coming in. Go ahead and get your tickets now. If you want any of these shows, Thunder Ridge Nature Arena, a handful of these shows, you can get $30 tickets starting Wednesday. Let's see, Miss Ellen Miss Alini just texted in. Is there a certain time on Wednesday that tickets go on sale?
They'll go on Wednesday morning, 9 a.m.
Wednesday morning, 9 a.m., Thunder Ridge Nature Arena. Before we let Aaron